Hi everybody. I'm going to talk about earplugs today. I'll say plugs, not protectors, because that sounds like some sort of preachy video. It's not about that. And I will refer to the VFR 1200 with regard to wearing earplugs and such like. So bear with me. There will be something about the VFR on this. So earplugs, yeah. As a kid, in teenager, when I first got onto bikes, didn't give earplugs a moment's thought. In fact, I didn't give a lot of safety gear a moment's thought. I'd often ride with no gloves on or boots. I'd wear baseball boots or Converse, as they're called now, because I didn't like to feel restricted in any way. I liked to feel free and me senses to be sort of like as clear as they could be. But as time developed, you change. You sort of treat things differently, and the defining sort of area for me was in the mid 90s. I got the RF 600 that you see pictured for a week. I won it. It was a week's hire. It was an incentive at work, and I got it for a week. So that was the first time I'd spent a long time with a third bike, because in the past I'd basically had nakeds and I was restoring stuff. And it highlighted a few things to me, because what happened in that week was that I didn't really enjoy riding that RF 600. And I don't know why I felt that way until sometimes afterwards. I had old bike gear on, like an old helmet. It was a bit baggy. And I put it down to that, but I just wasn't comfortable on it. Didn't enjoy it too much. Anyway, carried on with like naked bikes, and the kids were still a bit young, so I wasn't riding long distances like I did later when they were grown up. But I bought this FZ 750, obviously faired, and that's when I started realizing it was the wind blast. Because of the fairing on a naked bike, you get it all. It's just constant dirty air. But on a faired bike, it blusters a bit, and although it might be protecting you, it's not protecting your ears. And I was finding it was a distraction. So because I didn't fancy wearing earplugs, I put cotton wool in my ears. Stupid, I know. And that did help. But the only thing was, after a couple of years, I was starting having problems with my ears. I went to the doctors, and he said, "Have you been putting cotton wool in your ears?" And I said, "Yeah, I have." He said, "No wonder all your ears are waxed up with a bits of cotton wool. Started to get them syringed. Um, and fine after that." So I started trying wearing proper form earplugs, and I tried many different types. Um, and I found that it was helping, but I didn't like them pushed in. So I was putting them half in, and they were falling out. Anyway, I persevered, and I bought the Honda Firestorm Big V Twin. First time I'd had a booming twin. Um, and the engine note was quite loud. It was a nice, bit like the VFR, nice, rich, bellowy sound. And I managed to get the earplugs in nice and snug. And from that day onwards, what a difference it made, because it cut that wind blast, and I could hear everything the engine was doing. I know a lot of people say that why are you wearing earplugs with a loud can, such like that. Why are you having a loud can but wearing earplugs? Well, of course, you hear that sort of thing. I don't know the science behind it, but you cut out the wind blast and you can hear more, or I can personally, what the engine's doing. And I could hear everything that the engine was doing on that Firestorm. And from then on, I've stuck with earplugs. Tried all different types. So I'm not recommending any, but I go with these Howard Light foam ones. I'll put a picture up. I've had them for years now, and they suit me perfect. The only downside is, of course, you tend to shout when you're talking to your colleagues or in a shop. But what it helps on the VFR is, because the VFR is such a strong growl from the airbox, again, it enhances that experience, and it's a pleasure to have earplugs in whilst riding the VFR, just to get that noise. Exhaust, of course, you don't hear a lot until the flap opens. But it's for that reason I really enjoy wearing them on the VFR. And quite honestly, if I set off and I forgot to put them in, or one's loose, I've got to annoy everybody. I try not to, but I've got to annoy everybody by stopping and saying, "Hang on, just put my earplugs back in. I'm sure we all do that. So I'm not giving any advice about earplugs. I'm not going on about the safety of protecting your ears. What I'm saying is that if you've tried them and not quite like them, just persevere a bit, because I find with them in, my concentration levels are much higher. And from that time with the firestorm, I instantly got 10% quicker everywhere, and 10%, I'm saying 10%, could be anything, but markedly quicker everywhere. And I was a lot more aware of what was going on, and I think the concentration levels were much higher. So from that time on, I've stuck with earplugs. Okay, so I hope you've got something from that, and I'll catch up with you next time. Okay, bye.